Hey guys, so I'd just like to start out by saying that this video is fairly podcasty, and watching it may kind of be a waste of your time. You may want to skip and listen. You can watch if you want to. There's going to be animation. There's not going to be animations. There's going to be pictures and occasional text pop-ups, but you may not enjoy it as much as if you were just escaping and listening. Sorry for this being so obviously edited in the beginning. It's just, I only realized that I didn't say this in the beginning after I was done recording. And you can look on the timestamp on the video. You can see why I didn't want to do that all again. So I didn't. And I just edited it in the beginning. Deal with it. Sorry, but let's be honest, guys. Just kind of deal with it. Well, here comes the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Hey guys, it's the Austin or Distant Flapjack or Jared, however you know me, and I am here to talk about a new series that I'm starting. Well, this is a new series that I'm starting called Past, Present, Future. In this series, I talk about last month and its updates and what I thought of it. And then I talk about the Power to the Players polls, all that kind of stuff of last month. Then I talk about this month's BTS, March, in this case, and I talk about what I think it's going to be like. And then next month I'll come back and I'll say what I thought of it compared to what I said I thought I was going to think of it, and we'll see how the two shape up. So let's start by going through last month's updates. So first off, we had the Demon Drop Table improvements. This added the Abyssal Wand and Abyssal Orb, which are new Slayer task specific items that added the level 75 slot for magic dual wield, rather. Sorry. I thought this was a good update. I'm happy that it was Slayer task only, and it's nice because finally there's dual wield magic and you don't have to spend 250 mil to have decent magic gear. So that's really important. And as far as the demon drop tables, really they're only useful. You're only really going to be killing demons instead of dragons or something else if you're on a Slayer task. And to be honest, if you're on a Slayer task, you're not going to pick up the drops. I mean, you might, and I think it's useful for lower level players, but in reality it's just not. Then next was Heist. Heist was a mini game where it's basically cops and robbers. I haven't played it myself, but I've heard very good things about it. I've heard it's fun. Also seems to have fairly good rewards, so that seemed pretty good. Unfortunately, like I said, I did not play it. Yeah, don't hate me. And then there was the Revolution combat ability. Now, I did a review on that. I think that was good. It kind of helps people that don't want to pay too much attention, but also want to have decent Slayer XP rates. Because, I mean, the thing about me is that I did Slayer, and I spammed buttons, and I got a good, 120k Slayer XP per hour. But it was so spam-filled, and it required so much more attention. Well, now you could probably get, I'm guessing, upwards of like 95k an hour just by standing there. And I think that is really nice for a lot of people. It opens the game up a lot more to how it used to be. And of course, the one that I forgot to mention, because it wasn't really an update, it was the double XP weekend. This was nice for me. You'll see tomorrow in my Austin's Awesome updates, because I leveled up summoning a couple times. I have to be honest though, I utilized it because it was simply foolish not to, but I'm kind of sad that they did it. Whenever they do this, it screws up the economy. It always messes up the economy. Now, that being said, I'm not going to abstain from it because there's no reason to. Once the damage has been done, the damage has been done. There's no reason to not take advantage of what's happening. but I wish that this didn't even come up. Now let's talk about the Power to the Players polls from February. The Dragonstone polls were the Legacy Combat mode, and the side that won was the Pro Legacy Combat mode. It won by a whopping 81%, and Legacy Combat mode just means they're adding a Legacy Combat mode. No idea how they're going to do that. Their combat level calculation is being changed to the old level calculation, and that side won 74%. So that's just incredible how much people like those. Now the Diamond polls. Double XP or double drops, we all know who won. It was double XP. It's won by about 80%, 79, you know. Then the Elf City focuses, which is basically there's going to be a guild in the Elf City that's focusing on a very particular skill. And the ones that won were smithing and mining. I'm kind of disappointed about this because fishing is horrible. I know everyone tells me, oh, do C2 fishing, man, bro. C2 fishing. I have a thing where every time that I load up a new area, if I load up, how do I say this? My screen glitches out loading up certain areas. And this is usually fine even when I'm dungeoneering, because I'm spending good 30, 45 seconds in each room. And so it only slows me down, you know, a little bit. But like 5 to 10%. But when I'm doing C2 fishing, it's like a 30 to 40% slowdown, and also it hurts my eyes, it flashes. Thank God I don't have epilepsy. And no, I'm not like saying that sarcastically. It's very good that I don't, or else I wouldn't be able to play the game. And also C2 fishing, that requires a lot of concentration, and I get like, oh yeah, it requires more concentration, but it's the best fishing XP in the game. And I'd say, you know what? I am willing to settle for low concentration 50k XP per hour. I'm totally cool with that. But don't make it jump from, you know, 40k with a fair bit of clicking to 100k and expect me to be okay with that. But what if I want a good 50 to 60k? Like, anyways, that's just me ranting. Then there's the holiday items for loyalty points. Oh, and it won. It won with 49%. I have no idea how that happened. That's actually really disappointing. Because the Scythe, all of the newbies say, oh, I don't look at someone and say, oh, look how long they've been playing. But really, it's just about the fact that they earned that and you didn't. It's not even about it being a status symbol anymore. It's that there are old players where the only thing they have left is the fact that they earned that Scythe. And they got, you know, that outfit. And they did all this stuff and you didn't. And now your people are going to be able to buy them with loyalty points. And even if it was in the millions of loyalty points, I still find this it's really depressing. This is one of those things that they should have had it. You have to win by 75%, like they have in old school. Because the thing about old school is that there are a lot of people that they know want things to stay the same way, so it should have to stay over 75%. And this is something that they should have taken out of old school's book. Because, yes, I get it, the majority wants it, but it's not fair to screw over the minority. It's just, it makes people just not want to play. There are a lot of people that they just play so that they can play with their Scythe and they can feel special, and they don't get that anymore. And I have no right to tell them that they're playing it the wrong way, and neither do you, dear viewer. Oh well. Now, anyways, on from that. Player suggestions, like, it was between, like, a high-level fish, I think, and some... Only one that I paid attention was a high-level fish and clue scrolls. The side of that one was that clue scrolls were becoming a thing. So clue scrolls are going to have better rewards and all that crap, so yay. That won by 50%. There were like 6 options too, so it didn't just win by 50%. It really won. And then there were the Ruby polls. There was the ultimate combat ability. People wanted a damage dealing one. It won by 54%. Choose Yelp's fate, kill him, 42%. Divination familiar, people wanted a Bob, Beast of Burden. It won by 40%. And the Easter event reward was a Slayer VIP ticket. Allows you to choose your next Slayer task. Yep, they're not going to go into that. They're Ruby polls, no reason to talk for a lot about that. Now, something that I should note is that One of a Kind got delayed from last month, and that actually is really disappointing. I get it. They want to make the best quests possible. But they had a non-update week already, and that should have been filled by Revolution, if I have to be honest. So as far as I'm concerned, they had 2 non-update weeks last month. It was quite disappointing. I mean, the updates that they had were good, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the updates they had were bad. It was just disappointing because I thought that there was going to be more. That just kind of sucks, but oh well. So yeah, last month in the end, I'd give it a good. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. And no, this isn't based upon the American grading system where 7 out of 10 is average. That is a pure neutral 5 out of 10 for last month. Now, let's see the march behind the scenes. There's the Majorat Memories mini quest. It's basically a divination mini quest where after Ritual of the Majorat and BRD, Blood Runs Deep, I have to say both of them full names, and it's basically says you're going to be across the game world, unearthing forgotten backstories from the Zerosian Empire of the Second Age, whatever. Should give a lot of divination XP, bonus and regular divination XP. Very good for me, because it's a good skill, it's just so boring. Alright, now, here's the big ol' Fate of the Gods. This is a Grandmaster quest where Zaros is coming back. It says there's going to be using the World Gate, the doorway into other realms, first used by Gothics at the beginning of the First Age. Possibly, it seems that we're going to be going to Freniske. Exciting. And it says we're going to be talking to Zaros. And it says, and decide for yourself if he is worthy to return to Gaelenor. Here's my problem with this. I like this whole player choice thing. But I only have one account. See, on other games, if I make a bad choice, okay, that's fine. Make a new account, whatever. RuneScape, you have one account. So if you make the wrong choice, it's going to haunt you for the rest of your account. And it's not like you... And it's not like it's a small thing. There are people that have spent... I know a guy that has spent over 800 hours. No, hours. I've spent over 800 hours. Over 800 days playing this goddamn game. So this is a big deal. I don't like the fact that such a massive thing... This is Zaros that we're talking about. This is everyone's favorite god. This is the guy that gave you, the Desert Treasure abilities. This is the guy from Temple at Sintistian. This is the big god. So this, I don't like that this has a choice that could really impact you that much. It's very dangerous. I'm hoping that what it is it's dialogue impact. What that means is that it changes the dialogue that you get, but it's not actual true gameplay impact. Or what that could do, what I think would be interesting, is they could make it so that everybody's choices were polled, and then an update in the future says whether or not what you did worked. Right? Like, let's say that it's kill Zaros, or let Zaros through at the same power he's at, empower Zaros but keep him banned, or empower Zaros and bring him through. Obviously, everyone knows empower Zaros and bring him through would win. So let's say you vote to kill Zaros. What it would say, though, is it would say that, like, in the next quest, your attempt to kill him has failed, and he has come back more empowered than ever. And, there will be a couple of dialogue changes in the next quest based upon what you did. But, it'll still be the same quest. Or what'll happen is you'll vote empower him and bring him back. But then it'll be like, oh, would you look at that? He actually died. Your choice failed. Good try, though. Right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to pull it off. And, of course, there's one of a kind. I'm going to go over it. It's basically like a good old Grandmaster quest. That's what they're kind of advertising it as. Like a while Gothic sleeps, globe-trotting across the world, finding the lore of the past. I'm going to be honest. If it's better than While Gothic Sleeps, I will be extremely impressed. Because While Gothic Sleeps was a damn good quest, everyone. I mean, it was long, and it was interesting, and it had a lot of lore behind it. It is, in my opinion, the best quest that they have to date. That's not to say that the Ritual of Madrot wasn't great, because it was. But if this can be WGS with the lore and the walking around, that's the important thing. Is it has to be walking around, but it can't feel pointless. Like Skyrim, for instance. You're walking around, but you feel like you're doing something. Same thing was in While Gothic Sleeps. It wasn't just like a normal RuneScape, like, oh my god, one small favor. It's like, one small favor. It was like, oh, now go over here and over here and over here, and you're just wasted an hour and a half. While Gothic Sleeps is like, yeah, I'm going and I'm gathering these people, and it's so awesome. I'm hoping it's the same thing for this. Now, in this it says small yet awesome changes. This should not be an update week. I'm just gonna say it. Small yet awesome changes are still small changes. I get that it's difficult for them to do, because people, I'm just gonna say it, it's not easy to be a game designer. Like, people don't give game designers enough credit. It's really freaking hard. Like, the fact that everything they make, every new weapon they make, isn't totally over or underpowered is impressive. It means they put a lot of time and work into it. And it is totally fair for them to not be able to put out one full update every week. And I'm okay with it when they replace a big update week with drop table improvements or a mini quest. And I'm even okay with 3 update months, but don't give us 2 big updates, a small update. If you're gonna do that, just do it. I'll be kind of unhappy with you, but just do it. But don't lie to me and tell me that there's some sort of big, awesome changes going on. They're tiny, and they will barely affect everyone's game. Yes, I'm sure they'll be nice in the long run, but it does not deserve a full update week. This should come with one of the updates. This is not patch note stuff. This is in other news level stuff. It's fine if you want to have a 3 update month. And it's fine to replace one of the 3 updates with a small update. But if you're having 2 tiny updates and 2 big updates, people are only going to notice the 2 big updates. Because the 2 tiny updates are they just seem like filler, even if they're not. But, yeah. And, I mean, I was going to go on a rant about how these really are tiny changes. But, like I said, people don't give game designers and game programmers enough credit. Like, let's say, for instance, the bank interface is set up how it's set up. And let's say that, I don't know, they did some code somewhere in the very base level of the bank interface that makes it work how it is now. And adding an equip button, they have to go in there and have to redesign the whole... and they have to change the foundation basically and recheck the whole code to make sure that it all still works and doesn't encounter a coding error and just not work at all. Like, that kind of stuff happens. I mean, I have a programmer friend. Like, you know, you make something at the beginning, and then you want to change something that seems small on the outside, but really it's like you turn a tiny gear in the middle of a giant mechanism, and all of the outer gears spin 100 times. Same kind of thing happens with programming. But I mean, and don't get me wrong, I am glad that these changes are coming. I think they are needed for the game. But it's unfortunate that it's going to take a full update week. And, of course, there's going to be more power to the players' polls. I am hoping that something stupid, such as holiday for loyalty items, won't win again. And I'm hoping that the Elf City focus that I want wins this time, which I think it is. Agility's 50%, so yeah. Overall, I say this month looks pretty good. It's just unfortunate that it's so small. But, you know, that's just the way things are. So, there you go. There's my long, unscripted, ranty, and secretly edited past, present, future, update, review, guide, opinion, banana thing. Only like 2 of those adjectives are actually true. I hope that you enjoyed the video. It was, it intended to be kind of podcasty, so if the animations on the video are absolute shit, don't blame me. Blame the guy that's edited this video. That's me in the future, but it's not me. Shut up. Don't even ask. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and if you would leave a like, that'd be appreciated. Or don't, I guess. I mean, it's your choice, so. Anyways, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful time elsewhere.